Oh, wait. So is this actually... I didn't... Okay. So I guess we're live then. All right, let's hop into things. See what we're looking at here, which is, to be honest, quite a nightmare yet. Let me see. You know, it's like when I'm recording that the auto stream switcher doesn't work. This makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, I don't understand. So when I'm streaming, it doesn't work. This is so bogus. What kind of an auto scene switcher doesn't work when you're recording and streaming, but does when you're not? It doesn't even make sense. Bear with me just a second here. Let me see if there's a I'm assuming I have I have nothing else. I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. Why would the automatic scene switcher not work when I'm streaming? Like, that's kind of the whole point of having this thing, is that it does stuff, and it does nothing. Close that. Okay, so I click on mine test, Luanti, and it goes over to my code editor. Are we being real right now? What is the deal? I do not understand why this does this. Okay, well, let me just try this once here. If I could even figure out where my I don't even see it listed. Oh, because I had to scroll through. Okay, and that should be that. Yes. What do you know? It's the exact same as this one. Okay, so we have a match. And now I'm in my code editor, and we have no match. I am so confused. This makes no sense. What kind of auto screen scene switcher? Okay, well, that is absolute garbage. So, hot mess of nothing good. So I'll just have to try to remember to manually switch back and forth. So let me pull up a pop-out chat here so I can at least see the chat in case there's anything that I need to reply to. And then let me get this back up. Okay, I think we are... I hate everything about this. This is so annoying. Okay, let me close out those extra tabs so we have it all showing here. So working on the HUD right now. So let's hop back over here. So you can see there is a sort of working HUD. It's really not very good, but at least when it's dark out, you can see your resources, so that's nice. And minimap kind of just shows right in there. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be able to force you to turn the minimap on, so I'm just gonna have to put some text into the HUD so when you have the minimap closed, can I do this? Does the mouse show? Yeah. So I just have to put some text here saying like turn on minimap. That way it's filled. And either you can do shift to change the shape of it. Both ways will fit, so I don't know which way I want to go with. But yeah, either or will work. Unfortunately, as soon as you do this, everything kind of gets jank. Wow, it gets so jank that it doesn't even exist anymore. What happened there? I just changed the screen resolution on it and that killed everything? I don't understand that. Okay, so there we have it, and let's try to... Okay, I don't know why I did that, but as you can clearly see here, the outline of the HUD matches up when I am at full screen resolution, which is 2K in my case. But then when I drop down to more or less 1080, yeah, that's more or less 1080, this does not scale to it at all. So it ends up being way too big, which is not optimal because obviously we want it to match up. So what I am trying to do right now is change all of the alignment code, I hate my life, to be aligned to the top right hand corner of the screen. So yeah, we are doing the alignment to be -1, 0, I think on everything. And then we have to do all the offsets manually because it turns out that offset is done in pixels, whereas alignment is done to screen space, which works, but it's kind of annoying. So let's see how that looks now. I really wish that the auto scene switcher worked. Okay, so we have some really jank stuff going on here right now. Yeah, that's about what I expected we would get. So we go back through and make all the adjustments. So we have the food resource. I have an offset of 200 on that. Let's put that up to an offset of 450, which would mean the icon needs to be 490, because I believe the icon is displaying at about a 40 pixel tall. Or it wouldn't mean that. Position our offset for food, alignment, and scale, which scale and size don't really seem to actually do anything as far as text goes, which is great. You only have full number values. You can change your scale, which is kind of bogus. Not gonna lie. All right, so -450. So we're getting this very interesting tidbit where our chunk of meat or food is way over, but the text isn't. But the only difference is 50. Oh no, wait, I never changed that position to be 1. That's my bad. I mean, obviously it's all my bad because it's my code. So that's kind of a given, right? I do wish that when you double clicked it would take out the decimal point as well. But you know what? We can't all have everything, right? All right, changing these all over. And then the player inventory, which by the way, you can't scale either, which is also pretty bogus. Like, how are you going to give me an inventory thing and then not let me change the size of it? I don't understand. Hello, Thomas. Working on the game jam here. Yeah. Okay, so 450, 490. So let's see how that looks now as far as food goes. Okay, so it would appear as if I don't know what's going on. What? If we have the alignment set to -1, that's supposed to be to the far end of it. Maybe I need to go a lot more offsets on the meat, I guess. We'll go to like 520, which would be 30 more pixels. Okay, well, let's see what happens when we do an Alt F10. So we have food 3. Okay, so it's staying relative to the text, which is good because that's what we want. All right, so pulling the new changes. Okay, still not nearly far enough over. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this. I'm just changing one number, so there's really nothing of interest. I don't even see that anything changed there. So that's interesting. Okay, we're just gonna go like up to 600 from 550 and see what that did something. Okay, so we have to go even greater. Okay, well that was too far, but at least we've got something. Do you make a form spec prepend later? This is a HUD, so there is no form spec stuff going on here, for good or for bad. It's something completely different, and the only way to see the difference is to go back and forth. I don't think you can make this update real time, which would save me so much pain and agony. So right now we're looking at a 200 pixel difference between the food or the text and the image, which I don't understand, but you know what, whatever. We can work with that. Fortunately, we're just changing the height on the lumber, so otherwise our offset should stay the same. Okay, it looks a little different there. Why is there space before the lumber, but there's not before food? The escape menu is a form spec. Yes, the escape menu is a form spec. I'm not dealing anything with the escape menu though. That's pretty much just going to stay what it is. I'm just working on this white outline that you see up top here with the numbers and the text in it. That's what I'm dealing with. That's the shows the player inventory or resources, and then the mini map fits right in here, which unfortunately I don't believe I can force on. So yeah, we'll just put some text there saying turn on the mini map. There is something goofy going on here with the lumber. So offset of 450, and I have an offset of 450 on the food. 20 and 60, which is right. 100 and 100, scale, yeah. Why the difference? Alignment is -1, oh. Oh wait, is -1 aligning it to the wrong side? I might have it aligned to the left. Change that around and see. Ah, yes. Okay, so I had the alignment, which is why the number was so far different. That makes a lot of sense now, actually. Okay, so I need my alignment done differently. All right, well, fun. So we change our alignments to be +10, so that everything is left-hand aligned, with the exception of the background graphic that we want to be left-hand aligned, because we want that to meet in the corner. I'm going to have to do some kind of absolute hackery to make this actually work right, I think. And that I'm going to have to get the player screen size and then scale this background image accordingly, which will be kind of a nightmare. But I think it'll work. Currently, the text updates every few seconds. Actually, it's not a time-based update at all. It's based off of when your little workers who... Oh yeah, by the way, the workers aren't bushes anymore. They're still very much so temporary, but they're little units. You can click on them. This guy is traveling. He has 0 food on his person. We've got a lumberjack here. He says he's traveling. Okay, there we go. Oh, he's just going back and forth. He must not be able to find any wood nearby. We got this guy out here who looks like he's probably chopping wood. Yep, he's working. He's currently carrying 9 lumber, so that's handy. Yeah, okay. Anyway, back to the... Oh, let me check this too now. Okay, that looks like... Oh, actually, I can just look... This is kind of genius. I can just look at OBS and see the difference, because you don't really see the screen size changing. It just flashes, and then the text size changes. But yeah, the mini-map, again, when I'm in the smaller screen, doesn't fill. When I'm in the bigger screen, it does. I don't know if I can override the mini-map, maybe, to force it. Oh, I should check that. Because that would actually fix this whole problem, and I wouldn't even have to deal with the the jank then, I don't think. Okay, well, back to the nightmare that is working with UIs in Luanti. All right, so our food, this is the icon, this is the text. I don't remember which way they were, so I need to launch that back. Okay, so this needs to go quite a bit more over. We're going to say 950. We'll just give her another 300. And the text we'll put to 850. Give it 100 pixels for the little icon. I have no idea what size that icon actually is. I mean, I know it's 128 pixels rendered out, but that doesn't mean that's what size it's reflected as on screen, which probably isn't, because it's done to something. I don't know what. Okay, well, my text seems good at about the 850. The graphic is way too far at 950, so I'm going to put that to 900. Just, you know, relaunching over and over. All right, so that is looking good. So now I just changed my icon on the lumber to 900 and the text to, I'm going to try 875. 850 looked like there was a bit too much dead space. 875 is definitely too close though. So I think we'll just go with 900 for right now, just to see. All right, so this will update as soon as somebody brings in some lumber. Sweet, I got 2 workers bringing in lumber, or they don't have any lumber at all. Okay, well that's not a problem, because I can harvest some lumber by hand and then drop it off. Okay, well that updated it. But it would appear as if we have something broke on the update system here. So let's fix that. Are the HUD elements in a table? Yes, they are. So we have a table of all of the HUD elements. We have the background image, and then we have text and images, alternating the text for the resource and then the image for it. The idea kind of being is hopefully it's visual enough where you don't necessarily have to be able to read, and you can still figure out what's going on. I'm doing... my numbers are, I forget what the word is, but they're shortened down to just be 2 decimal points. So if you have 3,641 food, it won't show them all. It'll show it as a decimal point, and then just abbreviate with a K for 1,000. That way I don't have to worry about width getting too wide on stuff. So anyways, yeah, it's a bunch of table elements here. It's a table full of elements. Each element's named out, and then to update it, I just have this HUD refresh function that calls every time I right click on the base or every time resources are dropped off at the base. I believe anytime goblins steal my resources, it also updates the HUD, and then it pretty much just goes off of that table and just updates the text element on each of these to the correct amount. There is a bit of jank when you start, and I could fix this. I probably should. So when you start someplace, it shows the HUD. Okay, that might actually be called out in the HUD screen. Okay, yeah, register on join player. So when you join, it turns off your wheeled item and disallows the minimap radar, because we don't need that, because you can't get underground. The world is completely flat. There are some hills, but you can't climb them because you can't jump. But you don't need to do any of that. It's a tower defense, real-time strategy hybrid. But yeah, so we set up the play. So you know, actually I can do this right now. Sweet. All I have to do is copy this local function shorten, which is basically just adding the decimal points to things. And then we're just going to call out our resources as this function. So instead of doing a resource food, we are going to have our text be shorten resource food. And then the same for lumber. We'll just change that from food to lumber. And then same for stone. And that'll prevent us from having the short window at the beginning of the game where the HUD is not the same, which is annoying. So now if we pop over and open up Luanti here, it is immediately displayed correctly. I mean, it's still wrong because I haven't fixed all of the errors, but it's showing the shortened versions instead of the full version and then shortening down the first time any inventory update is made. And it's kind of a lie to even call it an inventory update because technically there is no inventory. They're just strings with numbers. Dog of War Thunder, it changed name. Yes, Mind Test has changed names to Luanti. Luanti. I have no idea if that's the right enunciation. I should stop saying I don't. I'll just be the most vocal person about it to make it be the correct enunciation if it's not already. See, that's a power move right there. You determine the destiny just by being obnoxious, essentially. Okay, so we need to get this text. Okay, so that was at 900 when it should have been at 850, so that's why those don't work. All right, so that is fixed. Now I have to guess, because that's all this is guessing, where the stone one should be. So we're just going to go to -400 for starters. And then the image, we will go to -450, I suppose, because sounds good. Yeah, it definitely wasn't good. It needs to be a lot more than that. Oh, wait, do I need to change alignment? No, I went through and changed all those. Okay. So let's change that to 600. Yeah, let's try 600, not 60. Okay, that's probably a little far. Let's put the image to -600, which would then put us at 550 rather for the text. And then we can go ahead and change this right away. And -600 for the metal ore. And let's see how this all looks. There we go. We have food, we have lumber, we have stone, we have metal with some very beautiful iconography. Yes, it's looking quite nice. And then we pop in our mini map and boom, bada bing. That's not the button I meant to hit. I meant to hit Alt F10. Okay, that messes up the mini map. Let's see if we can override the mini map. So we would go to, I don't even know where we would go to look for this. I'm gonna guess. I mean, I'm not guessing. I know it should be in the Lua API mini map. Okay, so we have mini map displays on the HUD. Size of the mini map should be square to avoid distortion. Negative values represent percentage of the screen, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So are you saying I can display a minimap arbitrarily? So then I probably need to go to there's so many open files here. Okay, so I probably need to go to, it's not here. Oh, it's in the HUD, isn't it? Okay, so I also want to just disable minimap as well, don't I? So minimap equals false. I'm assuming it's just called out as minimap. I don't even know. We're going to find out right quick. Hey, minimap currently disabled by game or mod. Sweet. So then that means we have to do some hackery. What a surprise there. This entire game is just hackery. Okay, so the minimap is disabled. So now we need to add a minimap element. So we'll come down to the bottom here. And we're just going to... That's probably actually not even smart to copy and paste that because so much of it is going to be different. I don't even know where to begin. So we have a compass, which is not what we want. We want the minimap. Displays minimap on the HUD. All we have is size, alignment, and offset, which doesn't make sense. All right, well, we're just gonna copy and paste because that's what I always do. So our type is going to be minimap. Minimap, okay. I would assume then there would be no text because it's a minimap, so you don't have text, right? The position should be, I guess, 1, 0, because that's what everything else is. And then our offset, oh, I have to put a comma here. Our offset should be, I don't know, we'll do with -10, I suppose, and -10, just to see what that does us. Alignment we'll leave like that. Scale, I don't even know if scale works on this. So size, which I don't currently have. Size, I don't know, for some reason I just like these equal signs to all be in a nice neat row. Some other HUD that I looked at to reference this is how they did that. I was like, oh, that looks neat and organized, instead of just keeping it all at one space away from the variable, or the that's not really a variable, after the key, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so it says here, size of the minimap to display minimap should be square to avoid distortion. Negative values represent percentages of screen. If either X or Y is specified as a percentage, the resulting pixel size will be used for both X and Y. Example, on a 1920 by 1080 screen, X 0, Y -25 will result in a 270 by 270. So I think we want to do a negative value for size here. We'll just do X equals -10, so that would be 10%, I guess. Y equals -10%. I don't know if you have to provide both. I'll put a comma there just in case we want to pull the scale back in. I don't know if the scale will even do anything, quite honestly. Let's hop back over into the game and notice that there is no... Oh, wait. Are you serious? So I still have to manually turn the minimap on? That seems really stupid. I thought this was forcing the minimap on. This is bogus, man. Also, something is definitely not working there. Because it looked like we just had a very thin sliver. Unless our position... Oh, you know what? Position on this should be the same as position on the image. No, it's 1, 0. Alignment, -1, 1. Should we... Oh, there we go. -1. I think it was -1, 1, but we'll try it as that. Okay, well, we have some very interesting stuff going on here, and I honestly do not understand why. Because... What? How is this all crooked? I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to turn off the offset and see what difference that makes. Very confused by all of this. Okay, but this is not... I do definitely appreciate how it's oh wait, no, because it's scaling to screen size. I'm just an idiot sometimes, you know? I don't want it to scale to screen size. What am I making? Oh, hey, JC. I'm making an entry for the 2024 Luanti Game Jam. Okay, so we should not have done this as the negative. I should do it as a positive. I don't know, we'll just try 128, just see what that looks like. It is a game called Koboldkrieg. Get the enunciation correct there. Which loosely translates... What is going on? It loosely translates to Goblin Warfare. And it's a tower defense real-time strategy hybrid game. I am so confused right now. What is the deal here? Okay, so the minimap appears to be doing things correctly, but it's so squished, and I don't understand why. I'm going to put it up to 512 for the size, which seems so wrong. I don't understand why it's going squished like that, though. I'm going to take off all offset and alignment just to see where it puts it. So we have a position of... Okay, this is beyond bizarre. The only thing I'm defining is a position of x equals 1, y equals 0, and a size of 512 by 512. And I would say that's staying pretty close. I think that's working. So I'm just super confused. What that I had set up here? Like this is the code right here. Position x1, y0, offset. Let me make it a little bigger. Make it just a little bigger here. Offset of -10 and -10 because I wanted to pull it away from the screen a little bit, but I actually don't even need to do that. And then the alignment, which the only thing alignment's supposed to do is say where it lines up to the screen, or I guess what point of the element. Oh, well, I might just be an idiot. I did have it called something else, which potentially was messing with things because there's a scale here. I bet that's exactly what the issue was. Okay, well, this could all be jacked up again, so let's hop back in and, now that we have a correct name for it, see what happens. Okay, well, that looks like we're still good. So, hey, I'm not supposed to have minimap radar, though. What is going on here? Minimap radar is disabled. How do I, if I have a HUD element of a map, how do I not allow the minimap or the radar? Displays a minimap on the HUD from the API. Alignment, offset, size. It doesn't say diddly squat about whatever I'm looking for here. Types of mini mapping, if that's a phrase that I can use. All right, well, so essentially I now have to readjust, or I could just make the mini map bigger. What's easier, making the map bigger or scooting all of the text over? Honestly, making the map bigger is easier, but I don't want to make it too big. So let's go up to, I'm just going to give 600 a shot, just to see what that looks like. I don't know what these numbers actually mean because they're clearly not pixels. Because at 600 pixels, and if the screen's 1080, that would be, what, half of it almost? Yeah, it'd be half the screen. Because 1080, by 1920, so it'd be half the height. And it's not even close. So I don't know, but it's working good enough. I don't know if I can disable radar in a minimap HUD type. I'll just do a quick search for radar. Minimap radar is only usable when minimap is true. Set minimap modes. Overrides the available minimap modes and toggle or change selected mode. Mode is table selecting up to 4 fields: off, surface, radar, texture. Texture, okay. But this is like, yeah, this isn't for HUD stuff. Set minimap modes. I don't think I can actually use that to do anything. Other than potentially automatically turning it on. But that seems like so much work to figure out that I'm not even going to bother. I'll just put some text in here that says turn on minimap. And we'll call that a day because honestly, why not? That seems like the least hacky way to make this hack work. I'm going to go with the square just because the square is easier to work with. I do have to scoot all of the text over again. And I don't know by how much. I love it. Let's just try by 50. So everything goes down 50 amount. And yeah. I'll just try on a couple of them, see how that sits. And then, and turn the mini map back on. I think that might do the trick. All right, so just finish these out here. There's just a couple, 4 to be exact. All right, give her a shot, see how she looks. You know what? It might need to move over a little bit more yet. Just change screen size just to make sure everything's staying kosher here. I don't know why that ever became an expression, but it did, so that's what we're stuck with, I guess. Okay. I want to move it over a little more. Okay, we're going to drop it another 25, so 775 from 800, 850 down to 825. Somebody make an easier way to do this. There really isn't. 500 goes to 475. 550 becomes 525. I'm so smart, right? I can just do this math just right off the top of my head. It's like I should be a genius or something. Okay, let's give her another shot with the offset values again. You know what though? I'm such an idiot. I need to make those values greater. So I'm going to just cheat. Yes, you heard right. I'm going to cheat. So we're just going to, yeah, I'll change that one because otherwise I'm kind of in a pickle. And I'm just going to fake the value. So instead of calling the shortened resource stone, we're just going to put it all in as the string. So the string will just do 3.52. And you know what? I think I'm putting a K in, but I don't think there actually should be a space between the number and the K, should there? If you're using a number or a letter to denote a number, do you put a space in? That is the question for the ages. When shortening a number, do you put a space before the letter? And Google's going to be like, what are you talking about? There should be no space between the number and its corresponding symbol. However, place a space between the number and an abbreviated unit of measurement. Well, according to the Monash University, never heard of them. I guess they're an Australian university. They do say you should put a space. There should be no space between the number and its corresponding symbol, i.e. 180 degrees or $347 with a dollar sign in front, or 8 by 10 inches with a double quote behind it. But doing spaces, right, in words and figures. So it should be written as millions and obviously the comma. We're doing a K, so it does appear as if we should have a space. So we will leave it with a space because that is what some Australian university says, and you know, it's Australia, so it's got to be right. All right, anyways, all of that yapping just to say I need to see how this is going to look in game. Hey, there we go, 3.52K. Minimap covers the K. Oh, so I have to take all of those changes that I just made out? No! Fortunately, we have undo, so I can just do a Control-Z a whole bunch. Yeah. Okay, well, we are just, we're just Control-Z-ing our way through here, putting these all back up another 50. Yep. And I think, I don't know where that last Control-Z was. Okay, that was there. Okay, so eliminate that. That's called map, so that's good. I do have to redo my little test bit here because I undid that as well. I mean, obviously I had to because you undo an order, so. And we're gonna do stone at 5.82K. 5.82K. Bada boom, bada bing. And let's check it out. Metal or stone at 5.82K. The mini map. Okay, so there's definitely still more space than there should be. And honestly, I'm to the point where I'm just going to change the size of the mini map. I don't care. We're going to put it up to 650. See what that does us. Ooh, I almost accidentally made it 6050 on the Y. That would have been quite distorted, I bet. You know what? I'll take it. I will take it. That works for me. So now for the hackery. It's not really hackery. It's just that I don't really care for how this system works. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to just grab a screenshot. Believe it or not, this is how geniuses work. We're going to then take that screenshot and open it up in GIMP, which let's see if that doesn't exist. That's interesting because it does exist. Let me find it here. I think that's this. There we go. And let me just go ahead and make it full screen. All right, so we have in this top corner of our screen our HUD. Oh, this is so bad. This can't be what you're supposed to do. But honestly, I don't know how else you would, so it's just what we're doing. All right, so I'm just going to crop it to exactly this size, right? No, actually, I'm not. I am going to leave it... I'm going to go 1 pixel bigger, I think, because I do want to get like some rounded corners here. So maybe we'll go 2 pixels bigger. And then we'll come over to the bottom of the mini map. Okay, and make sure we get all of that blur. So you can tell it kind of blurs out in about that pixel. So it looks like we have 2 pixels. So I'm going to go ahead and give us 3 pixels. And then we're just going to crop it right down to that. And then essentially what we do is add an alpha layer. Oh, it doesn't show drop-down menus. That's neat. Well, anyways, we're adding an alpha layer. And then we're going to use box select. You probably can't see any of these icons because 2K master race. And I kind of liked the amount of white space that I had previously showing. So we're going to leave that there. And the mini-map border, we left, it looks like 4 pixels. Well, 3 technically, because there's a little bit there. So then we're just going to delete that. So we have a transparent background, right? Then we're just going to do a very simple select invert. Oh, drop-down menu still doesn't show. What a surprise. And we're just going to paint the entirety of this white. Boopity 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 boop. Very nice, very nice. Then we're going to do select none and go to a single pixel brush. Again, I know you can't see any of this. It's again 2K master race, and we're just going to do a nice little corner bit here. I don't know, maybe something like that for there. The top's hitting the edge of the screen, so there will be nothing happening there. Now, unfortunately, I need to remember that exact profile because I need to utilize that profile here, which that was like 4 pixels over and the middle one missing, I think. Does that look the same? We have 2 pixels, then a square, and then 2 pixels. Scroll all the way over. Okay, that's taking way too long. Let's just do it this way. 2 pixels, square, 2 pixels. Beautiful. All right, then we come to this inside corner, and of course, we now need to do the invert. So that's a square of 4, and then 2. Bada boom, bada bing. She is the most beautiful. Then I'm going to just export this over the already existing, which unfortunately, you can't see any of that either because I don't know why. There is this beautiful thing though, which I can't even show you, but you can do subfolders in your textures, which is great because that allows you to have some little extra organization. And I love that. Okay, let's see what this new... Oh, see those beautiful rounded corners? It looks so tasty. I do want to put an actual texture back there. And look at how perfect that mini map fits in there. It's good. Now there is a small defect, I guess we could say, in that the padding on the edge of the screen is not the exact same as the padding here. So I do want to fix that if possible. So I'm going to put an offset back on. And we'll see if that works. And if it just goes wonky, I'll just give up, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So I just put in an offset of 1 on X and 1 on Y, which you would think would be 1 pixel. I see 0 difference. So let's change it to an offset of 2. I don't know if I can offset this. You would think you could. It wouldn't make any sense to not be able to. Again, I see no difference. So let's go to something really bizarre, like an offset of 20. See if that does anything. Okay. Do I need to be doing my offset as a negative value? Is that why everything was jacked up the first time around? Because I was doing an offset positive when it should have been negative? I don't see that made any difference. So let's do a negative 20 and a negative 20 offset. Do I have to call something else before I can call an offset? Okay, what is happening? I don't understand. Okay, do we have to have... Alignment is where the result of position and offset is on the element. So do I have to put alignment back in? Oh, this is so messed up. Oh, I hate this. I hate everything about this. Okay, I put alignment back in. Let's see what happens now. Okay, and now it's just royally jacked up. So I'll tweak around these alignment values. Yuki. Let me take the negative off just in case the negative on the offset's doing something squirrely. Woo-wee! I just made it the entire screen. What a game this would be. Dude, what a great idea. You could make the entirety of a game just as the minimap. It kind of skews funny because the minimap's square and the world's not. Wow! I really have no idea how I did that. But it scares me. So I'm just going to get rid of all of that. And we're just going to go back to it not being pixel perfect. And, you know, if it really bothers somebody that much, they can submit a patch to fix it. Because I ain't got that time to waste. That's pretty genius. The minimap being massive? Or something else? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which your comment was relating to. Okay, well, you know what? This is working good enough for me. So we're just going to use it. And it is what it is. I do kind of wish that my little workers here were shown on the minimap. I can make that happen somehow. For some reason, I have the same file open twice. That doesn't even make sense. Why does it even allow that? Let me just see the minimap as a game. Oh, yeah, it would be different. I probably just gave out way too good of an idea for somebody, and I'm going to end up losing to somebody who does that for their game. That was so innovative. It was so genius. And I'll be sitting in humiliation in second place because I gave somebody a genius idea. Yeah, probably not actually. I mean, it would be kind of cool, but I don't think that somebody's gonna just win the game jam because they did something funky like that. Anyway, what am I looking for? I'm looking for, how do I get the entity to show? Definition. I know you can make them show up. Okay, well, this is the player object. I don't want a player object. I want an actual entity. Okay, well, that's a pretty useless bit of entity help because it doesn't tell me anything. Isn't it like a show on minimap? Is visible. Well, that's kind of weird. Why would you want... I guess if you're attaching to an invisible entity to do something. Shaded. Setting this to false disables diffuse lighting of an entity. False for other entity. Okay, show on minimap. I should have just guessed that's what it was and typed it out. Okay, so we're gonna put that after this. We're gonna change it to true because, yeah, we want our entity showing. So that gives us the foragers. I've got lumberjacks someplace. So just showing minimap equals true in the entity registration code. Goblin scouts. We definitely want the goblins showing on the map because we need to know when they're attacking us, of course. Where's my lumberjacks? I don't see the lumberjacks open. That's one thing that I don't understand about Atom, is how it decides when to open a new file and how it decides to close the existing file and open the new file in that same tab. It doesn't make sense to me. All right, well. Oh, that's messed up. That's really messed up. What in the world? So... What? I'm really confused. Check this out. So per the minimap, there's a bunch of entities out here. But then I get close and they disappear. But interestingly, my units don't show as being anywhere near me on this map. Almost like the whole entity thing is broken when you do your own minimap. I'm so confused. Okay, well, so about the whole showing them on the minimap. Yeah, it turns out we're not doing that. Because I don't know what's going on, and I do not have the time to try to figure out something as unimportant as that. Because the game will work without being able to see where they are at. Okay, this is working. Let's go ahead and do the icing on the cake. It's not really the icing on the cake, but it's an important little bit. So we're just gonna put the text box and we're gonna throw it in here. I don't know, we'll just go with some generic font like, I don't know, Ubuntu, and we'll just say, please enable the minimap. Is minimap with a hyphen in it? Well, it's spelt out here as one word, so, and I would say the API is probably relatively, what's the word I'm looking for here? Relatively authoritative on the subject. I did not want to do that. I wanted to zoom in. Thank you very much. Because I need to make this exactly perfect. Because the last thing you want is somebody to call you out for your center alignment to not actually be center alignment. And then technically it really shouldn't because I'm putting hyphens and stuff. I'm just trying to zoom out. Okay, GIMP, I'm just trying to zoom out. Just please. There we go. Then we should put that, oh yeah, this will be perfect. Please enable the minimap. This is not a request. ... Yeah. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and say that because Dracofer, is that how we pronounce it? Welcome to the stream. I just accidentally opened a screenshot of Luanti because in the menu it showed. That's so perfect. Oh, that's so good. It should be down lower though, so it's centered horizontally and vertically. We'll just make sure that the mini map. Oh, that's not good. Why does the mini map show the background through? No. Dracofer. Okay, well, so this is definitely suboptimal. I do have one idea. Well, I have many ideas, but one idea that I think might work actually quite well. And that is just to use a lighter color. Like that. Now, why don't I have an option to center the text both directions? Oh, well, probably because I'm using an image editor and not a, whatever you would call it, other thing. A layout thing. Anyway, yeah, let's see what happens with a slightly less bright. Okay. If you're using the right mini-map, it's still way too visible. Why? 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 Why can't I just force the mini-map on? I don't understand. This is bogus. Okay, well, so that idea has to go because we oh, you know what? This is really screwed then because well, I'm not technically making a mini map. I'm just kind of making the mini map be a HUD element that I control slightly more than the default mini map, which I actually control this one less because now you have radar, which, I mean, it doesn't matter. There's not a game-breaking change having radar. I mean, there's literally nothing. I don't know why there's a slightly darker box underneath it. The whole world's flat. I mean, there's really nothing other than an occasional hill here and there, which isn't much. Yeah, so it doesn't really break it that you have that. It's just the fact that you can not have the mini map turned on makes the whole HUD look stupid. You can disable the radar, but that's for the actual HUD. So you have I'm on the wrong screen here. Here we go. So on the HUD page, register on join player HUD set flags, wheeled item false, minimap radar false, minimap false. So if I actually change this one back to true, I think we would get some very interesting effects. Because now I should theoretically have two different minimaps? Oh, I don't. Wait a second, what? I am using OBS to stream. Dude, what? So, huh? What? I'm so confused. All right, well, problem solved. Yeah, I guess. That's so weird. All right, well, that's what we needed, so that's good. Unfortunately, you can make it a circle. It's not the worst looking thing in the world. I do wish that the background had no transparency on it because that would let me put a texture on this instead of kind of being stuck with solid white, which I don't really want, because the plan is to take this and to take, please hold, I have, here we go. I have a texture that I want to use. Wait a second, where is it? I scanned in a sheet of paper at one point. I know, because that's what a normal person does. Oh, here we go. Okay, there's two different options that I'm looking at. I don't know for sure which one I want to use. I have a worn paper texture, which I believe I scanned in an envelope for this one. So it's an old page, torn corners on it, some creases and stuff. I dig it. It's kind of nice. I think I could find a decent spot in this. Something about here looks like it would be a decent background. Otherwise, I have this, which is also a scanned image of a piece of paper. This was like a packing paper. And I kind of like this too, but this, I don't know, the color seems a bit off. I kind of dig the more tan color for the background. I may or may not be kind of basing some of these UI elements off of the cult classics. Oh, cult classics being Ages of Empires and 080. So it's kind of where I'm drawing some of the inspiration from for the RTS elements. And then the tower defense elements, I'm kind of drawing inspiration from the great game Mindustry. It's the only tower defense game that's really of the genre that I've played. I know there's like Factorio and I don't know, there's a handful of others. But I have not played the others. All right, let's see how wretched this looks. Because I have a feeling that the mini-map... Okay, that looks decent. I like that. Maybe you need to put a little bit of a blur on it just to take off some of those hard edges. You know what? Honestly... there's some phantom stuff going on here. I doubt if it's visible. Oh, it's definitely visible there. Both mini-maps are showing. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Why? Why is everything designed to just make it more difficult to make things work the way you want them to work? All right. Now we only have one mini-map, and you can see the texture through a smidge. Can you? Can you actually? You know, because it's not anything defined like text, you don't really notice the fact that the background is a color. Earth 2150. I've never heard of that. I mean, not that that's necessarily too surprising. Check it out. What is this? Earth 2150. Spellbinding odyssey that has everything. A gamer's heart could wish for breathtaking worlds in space, battle against cunning enemies, and even downright something. It's got 7 out of 10 stars? I didn't know Steam did 10 stars. I thought they did 5 stars. Interesting. Well, that's neither here nor there right at the moment. It's the same as Age of Empires with robots. Okay. Yeah. See, man, Age of Empires was, well, I guess still is, so much fun. I just can't play it anymore because I don't have a computer running Windows XP to install it on. I think Windows 7 it worked on too, but I don't have a machine running Windows 7 either. So, and it doesn't work in VirtualBox. And I've never tried to get it to work with mine, which potentially it would work just fine with, but I've never tried. So, yeah. Okay, well, I think I'm going to give it a quick blur. Because I think that's going to help. Now, I think just to save on compute, I'm just going to do a box select. Because this is kind of a huge image, and I don't need all of it being blurred. So we're just going to do a simple Gaussian blur. of 1. Just to, can I do a Gaussian blur of 0.5? Is that even possible? Can you blur something at less than a pixel? I think you can. I have no idea how that works. Split view, because I want to see the difference. Okay, yeah, I like that. The 0.5 is good. It takes it from there being some crisp little bits, some little crispy bits that look like they're just kind of off color. And it kind of just, yeah, I like that. We're going to go with it. I am using GIMP, yes. Also Krita, but I'm not using Krita now because I don't know why. Because I'm just not, I guess. I don't know. I like it for painting. It's really good for painting. I've got a Wacom digital tablet painting thing, whatever you call it, and it's great with Krita. All of the brush effects and stuff. But GIMP, I don't know. I just find it. I've used it longer, so I'm a little more familiar with it. For doing pixel stuff, it seems a little better for me. Okay, well, I'm kind of lost here. I know I have a base somewhere. Oh, wait, is it? No, that wouldn't be my base. That's a goblin base. The goblins. So the goblins now have a little base government center doodad thing. There's some debug info you can see. Well, maybe you can't see because there's no texture in yet, and it picked a terrible texture. They have 20 lumber and 100 food. They haven't spawned any goblins yet, which I don't know why they haven't, because they're supposed to be. Hey, and there's another goblin base. Also has the same 20 lumber and 100 food. I am very lost. But you know what? That's wait. Never mind. That's another goblin base. Yeah, I am quite lost. However, not to worry, because I need to code this bit anyways. So we have this, when you first start the game, you have the base node, whatever, that you get to place. I don't know what that's all about, so we're going to leave it there. And when you place it, it is set in a table. So there's this table called Kobo Bases, and then the player names does the position to a string. I don't know why I'm doing a position to a string. I feel like I could just be saving it as a table element instead of position to a string, because then I have to convert from string back to position. So I don't know why I did it that way. I think I was planning on using it for something else, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to make a chat command. Do I put that in the player file? No, you know what? Let's make a new file and call it chat commands. There'll probably only be one. Commands.lua. There might be more than one. I don't know. Where do I put that? Have it all nice and neat and organized. Shared functions. Well, it's not really a shared function. It's not an inventory screen. It's not buildings. It's not units. It's not resources. I guess we'll put it down in this little unnamed miscellaneous section, which I guess we'll call miss, just because, I just called it miscellaneous section. I don't know why I'm typing any of this when I could have just copied and pasted, but whatever. Chat commands, Lua. Beautiful, beautiful. Just go back to my chat commands. And, I don't even remember how to start this. So the easiest thing to do is just open up the old API and search for chat command. Oh, here we go. So we start with a core.register chat command. And then, of course, the parentheses and the squirrely base, although the squirrely base actually doesn't start there, I don't believe. Yeah, okay. Well, its definition is completely useless and does not help me at all. Surprise, surprise. So I am going to just, find a random old chat command from another mod I wrote. That one being from Trader. And we are just going to, should I call it home? Because I feel like home is a built-in chat command, and that might make things not work. So I probably can't do that. So instead, let's call it base, because I don't think base is a thing. And then we are just going to do a simple teleport back to player base. Helpful if lost. Smiley face. Because that'll make people not feel bad for using it. Map ID, well, yeah, we're not using map ID. We're going to be using function name. So that's already a player name. So that's useful because we'll do base position. Because I need that to get this next bit of information, which would be kobo.bases, right? And now if you're wondering, why did you need a table to store this? Like, how many players are you expecting there to be in a single player game? Well, 1. So yes, technically I could just do everything based off of single player, assuming that the player's name is single player. But if somebody set their name to not be single player, that would kind of break everything. So this way it won't break. And in the future, should I ever decide that I want to make the support multiplayer, half the work's already done. So that'll be good. Okay, then I need to teleport the player, but I need to know the player object. So we'll do local player obj equals name get player. No, wait. I always get that one wrong. It's actually core get player by name, and then we pass the name of name. And then we need to do core set, I don't know what this one's called, set player position or something like that. Set position. And this is available for object reference. Yeah, that should be what we want. Core set underscore position. And then we're, no, wait, that's definitely not right. No, that's not it. However, fortunately, we have a good little way to cheat here. So all we have to do is do a player set position. Bada boom, bada bing. See, this is why it's handy having previous code. Okay, so we need to do player underscore obj because it's a player object. We want to set their position, and we want to set their position to this base position that we have here. But that unfortunately is a string, so we need to convert that to a table. So we need to pull up the good old string to position. Again, I don't know why I did it this way. I don't know if I couldn't save the position as information or something. I don't know, but that's all right. So we'll do string to position, not string to poo. And that's going to be base position. And I think that's everything we need. Don't know. I'm going to find out. It crashed. It's trying to find a directory that doesn't exist because I didn't make it exist. Well, actually, I called it out incorrectly. Epic Server, I host Epic Server. You're subbed to the channel? Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, we need to go back to where I'm defining this. I forgot to put a backslash in front of it, so it was not looking for a separate file. Oops. Okay, so here we have our mini map. Very nice. I wish that would just... You know what? I already have a chat message telling you to turn off debug for best experience, which actually you don't even have to do anymore. Previously, this information was in the middle of the screen. And when the debug was on, it would overlap it, and I can't make this show in front of the debug for some stupid reason, which I don't understand. But now you really don't have to. So I suppose we'll just go on over into, I think that's in the player file. There's too many files. It's all in one mod, though, which is kind of nice. Okay, so instead of turn off debug for best experience, we'll do turn on the mini map in square mode or else. Nah, we won't say that. We'll just do turn on mini map. Square mode recommended. Oh yeah. Okay. So then we just go back to this chat command. It's a chat command called base. So let's try it out. I actually have no idea what it's gonna do. Okay, it actually worked. which should be no surprise because, after all, I am a genius and I know what I'm doing. But secondly, no surprise it worked because, well, I can't really show you because you're invisible. But yeah, we kind of like exist floating in the sky. Our eye height is just super high. However, if I have time, I do want to implement. I got myself no clip. I do want to make it possible to toggle between like eyeball mode. It would just be a button here in the main screen inventory that you could toggle between being, this, we'll call this build mode, where you can fly around pretty easily. Unfortunately, you get stuck on trees, which is a bit unfortunate. Like right here, I'm stuck. And you can't jump because I disabled jumping because I didn't want people to climb the hills. But I do also want to do this so that you can kind of walk around, and have more of a first-person feel of the world you've created. So just set your eye height really low, so it's about the height of the villagers. Hello, lumberjack. My good friend, are you cutting a tree down? Are you cutting a tree down, my friend out here? This is a game I'm working on for the Game Jam. Oh, there's 87 wood left remaining, and this tree you can actually remove. Any of the trees. Actually, if you don't like where a tree's sitting at, you can just remove it, and then it just disappears. The berry bushes, you can't, but you will be able to, because you might want to build something and the stuff's in your way. And, the berry bushes, or maybe you don't know, berry bushes don't ever, they run out of berries, but then they just become bushes, and they'll grow the berries back after 10 minutes. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I have any berry bushes around here that don't have any food in them. A full bush has 100 food, whereas a tree has 250 wood. But there'll be farms and stuff. I say all of this as if it's a sure thing that I'm going to have time to make all this happen. Okay, well, that is if fly trees walkable. Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that. I could make all of the nodes on the ground walkable, so you can just walk through them or whatever that specific setting is it needs to be. The problem with that, though, is then pathfinding just walks through everything. And I want pathfinding to work its way around stuff. Also in first person on low on the ground, it's always first person. But when you're in the walking mode, if that gets implemented, I don't want you just to be able to walk through everything. So they have to exist the way they do. The other thought was to take away gravity and just set the player higher in the air so that they don't hit the objects, which could still work. Actually, that I should try doing that right now. I bet that would work. Genius idea. Okay, so we need to go to, that's going to be the player file. Right here. So on join player, we have an eye height of 5.5, and this is our collision box. Oh, wait a second. What if I put the... What if we put the bottom of the player's collision box at 1? Does that make you fall into the ground? I don't know. And then we'd put the top at 175, which the top really doesn't matter because you're not going to hit your head on anything. There's no invisible barrier in the sky. Although potentially maybe I should do that. Okay. We're still walking over things. And hitting things and getting stuck. Okay. Chat message told me to turn on the minimap, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because, I want to be a good boy and do what chat says. Yeah, so just setting the collision box to 1 didn't help us. However, we can put that back to 0, and we'll put the top back to 0.75 just because it's probably good to do that. We'll set the eye height to 4.5, and we will set the player height to 1. Oh, but the player still falls, though. So if I turn on free mode and then turn it off, we fly. We can't jump Okay, let's check this out. Let me see if I can find a hill real quick. Or, well, I can't jump, so... But no, we can do this. Okay, give me Kobo grass, 99. Okay, and then we're just gonna make a tower of grass here. Like so. And then we'll just go above it, turn off remove. Okay, so we're on top of this big tower of grass here. And we fall down. Okay, so we want to not fall down. Which I think I can do by a physics override. So someplace... Someplace there's physics overrides. I think actually that's in a game configuration. Nope. Oh no, it's in the mind test conf. Here we go. So no, that's still not movement speed jump 0. Okay. So is there a movement speed fall or gravity or something? Let me find this. So we need to go to mindtest.conf example. Okay. And then all we need to do is do gravity. Acceleration of gravity in notes per second. Type float. Movement gravity 9.8.1. Which is a doodad. A constant. On Earth, anyways. If you're on a different planet, yeah, he might have a different gravity. But seeing as how I believe we're all on planet Earth, 9.81 is correct. Okay, so now we have to turn fly mode on. Turn fly mode off, we don't fall. Okay, sweet. Unfortunately, I also can't descend by hitting the sneak key. That's a bit of a problem. Okay. Well, do we have movement speed crouch, movement speed walk, acceleration fast, air acceleration, acceleration default, time speed, time of day when the world starts, time in seconds for things to live. It doesn't look like I have a speed jump. Acceleration and gravity in notes per second. Well, this is unfortunate. Because if you do go up, which, I mean, technically, you're not sure. Wait a second. I was moving down. I swear I was moving down. How did I do that? No clip enabled. Wait, if I... Oh, wait, because I had no clip turned on. Okay. I probably don't want to go down, though. I want to go up. Wait a second, what? I don't know what I just did, but somehow I made it work. Or not. I'm very confused. Now I'm stuck going up. Wait, you have to... If you hold down sneak while you switch between the two, it works. This seems really hacky. I don't know if I want to do this. I think that's going to end up messing up with spawning stuff. Because we would be putting the player at one node higher than we should be. But I don't know how it decides where to spawn the player in. So we're just going to leave it, I guess, at 0.5. However, there is a... Is it step height? There's a step something. Okay, maybe not. I thought you could change how big of a step you could take. Nope. Okay. Interesting. Maybe that's just a API, not a myTestConf thing. I don't know. On step. Yeah, no, we don't want on step. No. No, we just want actual, like, stepping. Make footstep sound step height. Okay, and this would apply to a player. Sweet. Okay, so all we have to do is, honestly, I have no idea what. I think we would be putting it in the player set properties. I'm thinking. Yeah, step height. Yeah, that was right. Step height equals 1. I don't know if that's actually what we want. We're going to find out real quick, though. All right, so we're going towards this. We're not stepping up it. I think I forgot to get rid of the movement gravity line. Let's keep the gravity in there because it'll just be weird otherwise. Okay. All right, well, because we're not really worried about climbing up any hills, I think we're fine. I mean, you walk over the trees, you know, that's as one would do, right? And this goofy hill thing out here, you just can't walk up for whatever reason, which is fine. There's nothing on the hills that exist that you would ever need to walk up for anyways. And the your workers and stuff, these little guys, they can't go up steps. That's why the world's flat. Because yeah, they don't need to go upstairs. Is this poor guy stuck? I think this poor guy might be stuck. Oh no, he's not figuring out. He's stuck. He is so stuck. I have a feeling that's because the bush is larger than 1, which that's kind of my fault. I keep saying that. It's all my fault. I did all of the code. It's all 100% my fault. Okay, the food bushes. What is our collision on these? Yeah, it's at 0.55. I don't know why I did that. I thought it made sense for some reason, but clearly it just breaks things. So let's actually get rid of that. Let's check what our stone mines are at. There's 2 different mines. They both honestly might be set to the same size. I don't know. I think they are both. Yeah, they're both set to the same size, which, you know, makes a lot of sense because they're totally not the same size. I think I just was using the same value for every single object, and I think that's what I was doing. And then the tree. What is the tree at? I know I adjusted the tree, yeah, because I made the bottom of it empty, so that way they could get a little closer to the tree trunk to do the mining. Okay, so now, theoretically, this poor guy who is traveling with 25 food should, next time he path finds... Nope, he's still hitting it. Bro! You're so close. That's fine, though. I'll just make it a little smaller. We'll do 0.5. Or 0.45. That's all subject to change still. Well, it's a little more accurate to the actual contents. I think it's just stuck. So you know what we're going to have to do? Oh, you couldn't see any of that because it didn't change over. Anyway, what we're going to do here, because we have a form spec that shows, so we're going to go ahead and find the lumber, and we have a button to remove the tree there, so we're just going to go ahead and paste it on over. And then we do have to throw in the respective code here that handles the clicking of the button. Like so, and this would be bush, and it'll show for either, and we're just going to remove that. That should already all be doing. We're probably not saving the position to the table that we need in order to be able to actually do that. So we'll just copy that code from here to here. We have player name. Okay, we're saving that position on a right click on that bush. And we're going to go ahead and do the same on the right click on this bush. The buttons do overlap, which is, you know, a bit annoying, but it's whatever. Also a bit annoying, but at least I figured out why it happens now, is that the reach distance, when you have anything in your hand, unless the item's range has been set to be higher, doesn't work. So that's why you can't click on things. However, you won't really be able to, you won't really have a lot of things you can put in your inventory outside of buildings. So that shouldn't be an issue. These 78 bricks here I'm holding, you know, I shouldn't be able to hold. Now there is still one annoying bit here, which is this little inventory slot I can't change the size of. Oh, that stuff's not even showing. Okay, this little inventory slot you can't even see the size of. Change the size of, which is annoying. You should be able to change the size of an inventory slot. Evidently you can't. Proof's in the pudding, as the old expression goes. So here we have inventory, player HUD add. It's an inventory. That's our position, our offset, the size of 2. Let's go ahead and make it a size of 8. Just because why not, right? And you know what? Let's go ahead and throw a scale in here too, because again, why not? And we'll put the scale to, I don't know, 4. I don't think scale is a valid thing. And you know what? We're even going to, just in case, X equals 8, Y, oh, I forgot the comma, whoops. I was like, why didn't that work? Okay, so we just theoretically made that slot way bigger. Absolutely nothing changed. Like, that slot's supposed to be bigger. The HUD bar on the bottom shouldn't even exist. I don't think. I haven't decided yet how I want to do this. So when you collect resources by hand, they show in the inventory slot on the left. And then when you create units, they just spawn out in the world. So they don't ever show up into inventory or anything. But we do have the player inventory screen here. This is like quality stuff. This base belongs to Howdy. Like, it ain't even pulling the information through like it's supposed to. And then when you click OK, it just puts out this chat message. Does this work? Does this work? Does this work? Like some kind of weirdo. So, yeah, let's maybe revamp that. I don't even know where the string bit came from. Oh, I guess this is where the string came from. First join player set inventory form spec. Oh, because I just wanted to see if I could pass a function through when I'm setting a form spec for the player. That's why. Okay, well that makes more sense now. Okay, so we have a test button that says okay. So let's make a button that actually means something. Button. I don't know. We'll do it at 5. You know, actually, let's make it a 2x2 button. I'm feeling generous. Why not? And we'll just do logging _1, and we'll just have a logging camp, and that's going to cost 100 lumber and 25 stone. Completely arbitrary. Number could definitely change. So then we just need to do this, where we do elsif fields dot logging _1. Then we need to add something to the player's inventory. Unfortunately, I don't know what the player's inventory is. However, we can very easily find out what the player inventory is by just doing this little bit right here. Well, except this one's doing the hand. So I guess we really want to do this one. So we're going to grab this player inventory code and we'll throw it there. I don't think the player is, oh, actually no, player is a valid object. Sweet. I don't know which tab I was just at, so that's great. Oh, was it the player one? Yeah, it sure was. Okay. And then we're going to do a player add inventory. No, actually, we're gonna need to make this a function that we can use. Because this one's adding to the hand. But we want to do it to the main inventory, which is 8 slots. So, for right now, we'll just do this. Player inventory add item main. And that's going to be logging _1. We do actually first need to make sure that the player has enough inventory, which, surprise, surprise, I've already done all that code over here. So all we have to do is get the player name and then the resources, and then this one little line of code here. Player name we already have, so resources. When we said it was going to cost 100 lumber, and that would be resource stone at 25. Okay. Then we're just going to do this and this. Bada boom, bada bing. The button doesn't have a texture, so that'll be interesting, but we'll just see what it does. It should work out just fine. Yeah, and we just have a big button with no texture. We'd have to do it as an image button and then do this as a tooltip. I'm clicking on it, and as you can tell, it's not doing anything. If resources are greater than or 100 and stone is... Oh, because I only have 25 stone. Or I only have 10 stone, rather. Okay, let me find some stone. In the great big world, I found some stone right over here that I can harvest. I can only carry 15 at a time, though, because it's so heavy, because it's stone. Hey, so now I bet I can make a lumber camp. Well, what's my stack max on these? Currently, it's not taking anything from inventory. It's just checking to make sure I have inventory. I'm guessing the stack max is 99 on that, so that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and place one right here. Nice. We've got a little logging camp. There's one tree available to chop. It is currently chopping, which is why it says it has lumber. That would be this tree right here that it's currently chopping. It has 10 lumber. I'll have to get a unit to transport the material from there to the base. And I do not currently have any such units that can do that. So it's just doing its thing, you know. These also do need to fill up the surrounding nodes with just empty objects. So pathfinding knows to avoid them instead of the entities just bumping them and then getting lost and messed up and stuff. So that's a little something that needs to be done, but with time, it kind of still works without having the object, so I'm okay with it, I guess. All right, so let's go back to here, and then we just look at the base, and this is literally all we have to do. Is we're just taking the resources and taking away the stuff. So whatever it was, we are going to go ahead. It doesn't matter where I put it. I can put it at the bottom. The lumber, we're going to take away 100, and then resources stone equals resources stone minus 25. Bada boom, bada bing. And that's all there is to it. And then, if we hop back into the game, open our player inventory. Now we have 0 stone, and we have another lumber camp, which is handy. Now, the lumber camp we can remove, and we want to get some of our resources back. So, when we... lumber camp. Okay, we want to get 25% back, or 75% back. So we have an on right click and we're showing a form spec there, and we have a remove fields here. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong. I need to be in the logging page, not the lumber. Lumber is the tree nodes, logging is the logging camps. Okay, so we have this. There's many trees available to chomp. When we have, if you click delete, again, everything there is very subject to change. If we hit delete, yeah, there's even a note here. Some of the building costs should be restored to the player. So we are going to pull up the player resources, which we'll just grab from wherever. We're gonna have to do this in both. I always like to put my locals together at the top before I'm start doing anything with them. I just think it looks neater. Doesn't really make any difference though. Okay, and then we're just going to do resources dot lumber equals resources dot lumber plus 75, and resources dot stone equals resources. Wow, no, I did not want that. Resources dot stone plus, no, 75% of 25, because that's what we were charged to build this. Quarter of 25, we'll just say 6, right? Because that'd be 24. And I'll be generous. I'll give you 7. Look at that. I'm such a generous individual. Okay, then we're just going to assume that I'm going to be charging double. Wait, I did that wrong. If it's 25 and you're getting 75% back, that should be 18. And then 18 doubled is 36. So we're just going to assume that making the logging 2 is going to be twice as expensive. So we will do this, and then logging 2. It's going to be 200 stone and 50, 200, 50. I feel like there's probably a better way, like calling this in some kind of a function, but whatever. It works. Also, I do need to make sure that the inventory can be added before I add it and take everything away. Yeah, probably want to do that sooner than later. I know I've done that. Oh, it's in the punching thing. So here we go. If add player inventory, yeah. So I just need to make a function for this. Well, we have to get the inventory first, I guess, don't we? Or do we? I don't even know. It really depends on how this function works. I can probably do it this way. Okay, so this would be, you know what, I don't know how to do this. We have player inventory. I should probably change the name of that function and call that one to add player inventory hand, because that would just make more sense. Also, where is that file or that function? Because it should be in the functions file. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Let's put this in a right spot. It's a function. Let's put it with the functions. These two functions just add lights above nodes, so you have light on the map. Okay, yeah. See, this one says add player inventory, or I could do underscore. Add player inventory hand. And we'll do this one similar, but we'll call it main. And we'll just change this to no empty inventory slots. Okay. So we're passing player and materials. So we need to do inventory main. And we would not be doing stone. We would be doing Kobo logging _1 because they're stackable. So that would be the reason for that. Okay, and then we're just putting that here. And we'll delete that out. Indent those. This should be the logging 2-bit. Obviously, we need an end here. I think that should be right. Unfortunately, now I need to go through and add everything to inventory hand, which is only the food bushes and the trees. So it's actually not so bad. Oh, because that's the foodless bush. Add player inventory _hand. Oh, sweet. I can just do this. So that's the food bushes. The trees swapped over. The metal. There are a couple different metals. So I do have to find both. The one mine just holds more. There we go. That's looking good. And then the stone also has 2. I mean, it's possible that the trees may get multiple styles of trees. I don't know. All right. Oh, you know what? Oh, I was on the wrong screen for all of that. Way to go. What a genius. I'm so glad that the automatic scene switcher works. Oh, wait, that's right. It doesn't work. That's why we're in this predicament. Okay, so the inventory page. We have this. Suppose if this is going to work, we need to have this moved someplace else. It's 12 by 8, so I think we can do 7. I'll do 7.5 on that. And that'll be logging camp 2. And this will be 200 lumber and 50 stone. And if we go ahead and launch the game now. Hey, look at that. We have 2 different buttons. Neither of which do anything. Should I suppose put a chat message in on those as well, just to say that you don't have enough. Okay, I can get rid of the test button. We don't need that. Yeah, that's just pointless at this point. And the home this base belongs to, I mean, we're not even looking at a base, so we're just going to get rid of that. I don't know what this FS means. Oh, that's a form spec function. Okay. That's what that means. Oh, I suppose, yeah, because there's no longer that first one, so this just has to become an if. Okay, if you have enough resources, then we do this. The function is actually doing the chat message if you can't take it. So we just need to do a chat message if you don't have the resources. So here we'll just do else, old habits die hard, core send chat send player. That's what we want. And it's going to be name, and then the message is you don't have enough resources. It goes funny because you have to escape whatchamacallits here, quotes, unless you use double quotes, but I think double quotes are ugly, so I don't use them. That is the whole reason why I don't use double quotes. Oh. And the game crashes. Player set inventory. Oh. Yeah, duh. And the game doesn't crash. All right, turn on the minimap because it doesn't turn on by itself because that'd be too easy. There's 0 trees available to chop, but it has 50 lumber. Did I remove the tree that was there? We're gonna go ahead and pop a tree down. There's 1 tree available to chop. Hello, what? That's not supposed to happen. Chat messages, don't have enough resources. Excellent. There is a serious problem in this lumber camp, logging camp. Sorry, they're chopping wood when they can't store it. Okay, that's lumber camp 2. We want to go to lumber camp 1. If lumber is less than 50, lumber equals lumber plus 1. What's the remaining is? Oh. Oh. That's a pretty serious problem right there. We should be checking this way before we're doing any of that. Okay, on timer. Before we even do any of that, let's just check this. Okay, that's like, there's no reason to do any of it if our inventory is already full. Local lumber, if lumber is less than 100, then let's do all of this. Okay, we can get rid of that. Wait. Huh? This ends for this. This if doesn't end though. Am I just an idiot here? There should be an end there, right? Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna copy all of this and find our version 1 logging camp. And on timer, let's get all of this and then indent that in. This one's less than 50. And we can get rid of this and that. And if lumber is less than 50. Well, we want to call the timer no matter what. Whether there's lumber or not, the timer should be called. Because otherwise, when it runs out of lumber, it'll never look for lumber again, which is kind of a problem. Oh, and we have a crash. Attempt to index global timer a nil value. Timer start. So timer just needs to exist earlier, which is no problemo. I need to scroll higher. Here we go. So then we can pop that in, take this out. Okay, let's give her a shot, see how she works. 50 lumber, 237 wood remaining in the tree. It's not going away, so that looks good. pull up our inventory tab. It says we don't have enough resources, which is fine. We have way too many bases here of lumber camps. We're going to go ahead and do a pulverize just to clear out my inventory. 3 trees available to chop. There's 8 lumber. I'm seeing 1, 2, and probably 3. Hopefully they'll be able to do upgrades and stuff, but kind of have to get the core gameplay in place before any of that. So right now you just have Lumber Camp version 1 and version 2, and version 2 goes twice as far and you can hold twice as much lumber, which is about all it really needs to do. I think we're gonna wrap things up here because I've kind of done what I think needs to be done for the time being, and there are other things that need to be done today that aren't this game related. So let me just, in case any of you are new here and you don't know about where to find this game, let me go ahead and link it. I'll be pushing updates shortly, so you may want to hold off on downloading if you're interested in downloading. Just make sure you turn the mini-map on in square mode. I should really see how bad it looks in circle mode. You know what? Honestly, not too bad. Not too bad. It's okay. I mean, obviously it works better in square mode, but it's okay either way. Now, I think this inventory screen will probably just use this background on it, but I don't know for sure. I do really like my little icons, though. Quite proud of those. They're quite nice. They're so good. Okay, we're going to wrap things up here. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I don't know what else. Thanks for hanging out. If you're interested in the game, I just do the link in the description, or in the chat there. I guess I probably should actually put it into the description as well, because I don't know if the chat is available on replay. So that'll probably be good. Yeah, it's just my entry for the 2024 Luanti Game Jam. And see you guys at the finish line, I guess.